A fantastic morning to you out there, our wonderful viewers. Welcome to the G9ijaTV News Headlines this morning with your host, Dr. Champion. Happy holidays, happy early February celebration. How are we holding up as a people, as a nation? And we'll be starting this morning with not too pleasant note with the death of prominent Nollywood actor, Junior Pope, who finally has been confirmed dead. We want to use this opportunity to send our condolences to the Actors Guild of Nigeria, President Dr. Emeka Rulas, and of course his team, and of course the movie industry that unfortunately have been hit by death in recent times. We once had Sisi Quadri, we once had Mr. Ibu also went down the drain, and of course now we have another death hitting Nollywood industry in the person of Junior Pope. And this morning, before we introduce our guest, it's important we learn a few lessons from the death of that great man. And one of them is negligence. We need to understand that in life, we need to take care of negligence. We can understand that from newspaper reports that when the young man and his team, the boat capsized, there was not two practical survival methods that were applied. News getting to us, we understood that if people were taking pictures, if people were taking videos, and the young man was dying, that's not too very okay. We want to appreciate if Nigerians have empathy. I call it during the pre-COVID era. I discovered that empathy had always been there, but it seems that when COVID came and the rest of us began to do a lot with our phones, a lot of things online. I've once witnessed an accident victim, and instead of them helping the accident victim, they were snapping and they were videoing. And I went and I rushed to the scene and I said, "What's that? Apply pressure and stop the bleeding." And I know I want to post it on social media so people will see it. As what? Nobody gives you an award for videoing a dying man. It shows lack of empathy. It does not represent our culture as a people. So we want to say that in terms of negligence, we need to do away with negligence. We also need to do away with lack of empathy. Then basic first aid treatment. We noticed from that video that Junior Pope and his team had no CPR applied. It's important to know that when somebody drowns and the person needs to be resuscitated, apply a CPR. And if you don't have the knowledge of that, medical people around should be contacted. It's very, very important. We also got to know that there are no life jackets. I mean, why? You are going on a boat movie production. There were no local divers. There was no life jacket. And a lot of things we take for granted here. We should please apply caution. Our condolences go to AGN, the movie industries, and we also pray that the families of the late actor, Nollywood star, Junior Pope, God granted the fortitude to bear that loss. And of course, today have been declared like a Black Thursday in the Nollywood industry. And the Nollywood national president has suspended all activities having to do with movie production today. With that said, we want to quickly go on a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we shall be having newspaper headlines and, of course, introduce our guest. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, it's the G9ijaTV News Headlines this morning with your host, Dr. Champion. I have a few news headlines here. We have for the Nation newspaper, Believe in Our Government, President Tinubu urges Nigerians. From the Nation newspaper, Believe in Our Government, President Tinubu urges Nigerians. And away to the Punch newspaper, we have tariff hike. Tariff hike. Federal government plans 1.5 trillion naira savings, 2.5 million meter installations. And away from there, we move to the Vanguard News. We have Edo Guba. Shaibu receives APC chairman, says my impeachment won't stand. Edo Guba. Shaibu receives APC chairman, says my impeachment won't stand. And away from there, the Guardian newspaper, we have Gatwick Airport. Gatwick Airport acknowledges air peace after social media backlash. Gatwick Airport acknowledges airpeace after social media backlash. And away from there, we move over to another interesting headline on the Daily Post, which says 585 million naira fraud. 30 billion naira recovered by EFCC, not mine. That's coming from Better Edu. 585 million naira fraud. And it says 30 billion naira recovered by EFCC is not mine. A statement accredited to Better Edu. Of course, we know that was the former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. And away from there, the Daily Trust with an interesting headline: no crisis on Olubadan stool ascension. Makinde, that's coming from Governor Seyi Makinde. No crisis on Olubadan stool ascension. And we move over to the Punch newspapers that says Elise rules Bayana Olympic miss. Elise rules Bayana Olympic miss. And last but not the least, this morning we're looking at salary arrears. SSANU NASU members will get half pay according to the federal government. Salary arrears. SSANU and NASU members will get half of their pay according to the federal government, and that's accredited to the Vanguard newspaper. And of course, details of all these interesting headlines, you can grab a copy of those newspapers mentioned and find yourself interesting details and get informed. And of course, like we say in G9ijaTV, we stay ahead of the curve. We are the best. And this morning, we are having one of our wonderful, ardent readers, viewers, people, someone that, of course, is a man of knowledge, is someone that, of course, I know that he is very, very good in going with the trend, reading news, following us. I will introduce him after this short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, is the G9ijaTV news headline this morning. And like we said just before the break, that we have a man of knowledge, a man that loves to read the news, a man that is informed, a leader of people, and a role model par excellence. Join me as I introduce my special guest, Ambassador Prince Dr. Johnson Odeniro. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
How are you, sir?
Very
and
well,
happy Eid celebration.
I wish you the same, sir. Thank you.
Okay, quick one. Just quickly tell our viewers who you are.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate and I'm glad to be here this morning. Like our director here says, Prince Ambassador Abayomi Johnson Odeniro. I'm a son of the soil, and I'm an entrepreneur. And also, first of all, before I go further, I'll first of all pay my condolences to the entire family of our king, who also joined the ancestor yesterday. His Royal Majesty Alani Adelaja Osolo of Isolo. He also passed away yesterday. This is a great loss to the entire royal family across the continent, and I will pray that God will see into our fathers and our throne across the broad. We wish the family to have the mind to bear this great loss. It's a great loss to us, but God knows the best. So I'm here this morning just to join the station
Thank you, Charlie,
so that we can be able to brainstorm on one or two things.
Okay, thank you very much. You're welcome. And of course, we too are also sending our condolences to the Royal Palace for that loss. All right. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to ask you, you are someone I know that's given to knowledge. Why do you have a passion for the news? You like to be informed. A lot of people, that culture seems to be being eroded. So can you just tell us why you...
You know, why if they say information is power.
Yeah.
So if you are not informed, you won't be able to know what's happening out there. And when you are informed, when you also go through do your feasibility study and your research, you'll be able to know what is happening around you. So it is very, very important that we pay attention to whatever that is happening in our society across the globe.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so away from there, we want to look at this morning the African culture and of course tradition of like I said before during my introduction, that one of the things we have seen over time being eroded is our reading culture, information culture. Most people don't want to read anymore. Most people don't want to watch news headlines. People don't want to stay informed because they feel it's boring, and of course it's a waste of time. Let's just go on social media and say hi, chat and play. But of course, looking at culture, looking at tradition, what advice do you have, especially for young people, as regards imbibing and sustaining our culture?
Thank you very much. Our culture as an African is very, very important, and it's something that we must pay attention to. Because these days, when you look at what is happening in our society, in our environment, you know that culture is really going down. A lot of our youth out there are doing what is not us, what is ridiculous, and is tarnishing the image of African, black. Culture is very unique. Our culture as an African is very, very unique. Anywhere they find us across the globe, they respect us. But it's like we don't know our own value ourselves. We don't value our culture any longer. That's why, okay, for instance, you see some of our youth out there now, they are doing something like they call it sagging. It is only the criminals in America where they remove their belt, maybe their trousers drop down. That's why you see but now it is what some of our youth emulate and using as a style. You'll be seeing their pants or their boxers outside, they say they are sagging. It's not our culture. Some of our youth now, they can't even prostrate or kneel down to greet their parents. They prefer hugging them. I would call it advanced, because civilization. All these things is not what we were taught when we were still very young and little, But gradually we see that things are happening that make this culture going down, and we believe that we can still revive it. We can revive the authority of our fathers, the real father, the traditional leader, the district head, wherever the chiefs, wherever they find themselves, so that we'll be able to let this upcoming youth know where they belong to, know the value of our unique culture as an African. I was very happy when I heard like a week ago when the president was saying we don't need to bring the white to come and do or teach us what we know better. Africa is very blessed, unique, with wisdom. We are intelligent. We have everything. The only thing we lack is leadership. And with the present structure of His Excellency Bola Tinubu, the President of the Republic of Nigeria, I can see some structure he put in places, and I believe in the next 4-5 years you see changes.
Amen.
in Nigeria. And when Nigeria got it right, I can tell you the whole Africa will got it right, because that's why they call us the giant of Africa. So we shouldn't be just giants with nothing. We need to show something. We need to show something the other African country will see that will make them to respect us. Understand? And also, when we're talking of other leadership, you want somebody to be a mentor. They say charity begins at home. Individually, in our different home, we need to know where we are going to and where we come from. We should lead by example. You can't say the government is bad. Then there is a drainage in front of your house, but because you see that it's about to rain, you never know whether it's going to be rain or not. You start pouring your refuse on the drainage and it's blocked. Then you say the government is bad. Who is doing who? We're doing ourselves. So all these things, we just need to correct our mentality. That's all I could say about that.
Wow, thank you very much. I'm sure that's very insightful and detailed. And talking about leadership, it seems most experts and public analysts will agree with you, sir, that leadership has always been of contention as a people. We are blessed with so many resources, talents, skills, and a whole lot of talents here. But one of the things we're still trusting that God will give us better and better leadership. Yes, kudos to the current leadership of His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And still on African culture, African tradition, I want to talk about African crown. I'm aware that in your pursuit as a leadership expert and as a role model to so many people, an ardent reader, a news lover, you are also one of those. I don't know whether you're the pioneer or one of those pioneering this African crown concept we hear here and there. Please just shed more light on African crown.
Thank you so much. African crown celebration and agricultural symposium it has been a vision for a very long time. Whereby when I look around, I see that politically we are divided, religiously we are divided, but through culture we can unite. Through culture, either you are a Muslim or you're a Christian, you know that whatever the culture they are doing in your family, you have no choice than to also support them. So culture unites us together. And if we say we wanted to unite Africa, the only avenue, the only channel we can use is our real fathers, is the district edge. Because why? These are the people that can easily reach out to the masses, to their people, to convince them. Let me take this as an example. During your festival in Lagos, you will never see this is the tent or the tag any of the Ayo as APC or PDP or SDP or whatever. No. It's combined, it's general. Everybody we wine and dine together, we do things together. So we believe through culture, African can still unite. That is why we put it out there. And our father, His Imperial Majesty Oba Enitan Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja Olofin Ademola Olori Alade Gbogbo, the Ooni of Ife, is the pioneer of this program that will be coming up in July, whereby other African kings will be coming to Nigeria also to embrace this, because we want them to work in unity. A lot of things are happening out there, whereby some of our youth are being embarrassed, have been maltreated one way or the other. Because why? We don't know, like I said earlier, we don't even know our value as an African. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't respect ourselves. Until the day we respect ourselves, the white people, the Western, the European, the Asia, the America, will start respecting us. Because whatever they are using as their resources that they are using to benefit their own country there is from Africa. Africa is rich, is blessed. So we believe that through the Royal Father, we can bring unity back to Africa. We can foster unity. Because it is easy. For instance, in South Africa, there is a lot of crisis called name tag with xenophobic attack and the rest. Most times due to my office, because I'm an ambassador under United Nations as an international world peace advocate. Most times I wrote to them to see why Africa is targeting Africa. Why are you eating one another as black? Why are we embarrassing ourselves? It's also happened to me when I was coming from US last year July. On arrival at the OR Tambo, whereby in the midst of the white people, I think we are just 4 or 5 black. And the immigration was like focusing attention on we the blacks, not the whites. Like taking us, you should come to the room. Before I show them my identity as a diplomat, I don't need to show myself who I am before you give me proper treatment. Treat me like a woman being. If you want to ask me question politely. Let us respect one another. The same thing is happening here. The same thing is happening everywhere. Some African country, when they arrive here also, they also complain similar thing. So Africa just need to know whom they are, where they are going to, and where they are coming from. And the African Crown celebration and agricultural symposium is an event to bring Africa together and to foster unity and to create peace, and also to go back to our forefather business, which is agriculture. Because like recently people were crying there's no short of food, this and that. In the olden days, every yard have small farm in their yard. You can pluck tomato, red pepper and the rest. Before you know, you already make a stew. You make things happen. But we all focus our attention on foreign import food before we eat. No, it shouldn't be. These are the things that we can also do. We can produce and sell to our neighbors. So God has given us the land. Our land is very, very fertile, and we have all the resources to be able to make things happen. So we should be able to at least emulate something from one another. If, for instance, Kenya, they are producing tomato, for instance, and Nigeria is also into maize, we can do trade together. Let African money should be between Africa. Let them grow themselves. We shouldn't be going out there borrowing money like one of our father keep talking about it every day. Going to the foreign port, say we are borrowing. What are we borrowing for? What is the what is it that we lack? Nigeria is rich. I'm telling you. One of our former minister that was arrested sometime, I don't want to mention him. The money she stole alone, the 200 million Nigeria. If 200 million Nigeria got 30 million in their bank account and got three bedroom house with a car, the money will still remain. So are we poor? We are not poor. Only one politician can bless the whole 200 million Nigeria, 30 million from the money they've stole from the masses. And here we are. So we are not poor. It's just that we lack good leadership, greediness, selfish leader out there. But I pray that God will touch their heart. They will remember. We're just talking about John Pope now. Yes. We're talking about the passing away of our royal father, Osolo. Many people don't realize that when they go to bed at night, they are dead. Well, it's only those that have the grace to wake up the following morning that will be able to remember that, okay, I have a project that I'm pursuing, I want to do this, I want to do that tomorrow. So we should be thinking that way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well said. And one of the two things I picked from your explanations and remark is that leadership and politics are two different things. You can be a politician and not a leader. Leadership basically is about service. Like Osolo, our royal father that passed on, and Junior Pope, they both made a mark in their own fields of endeavor.
Yeah, of course.
So wherever you are, banking sector, commerce, tech, wherever industry you find yourself, be a leader. I think that's what Prince is saying. And we didn't even know the ambassadorial part. So of course he's a peace advocate with United Nations Organization. And we'll be having our parting words after this commercial break. Please don't stay with us. Don't. back to all our millions of viewers out there. And as we part today, we want to present a surprise. Oga doesn't know about it, so we decided to honor him this day with this prestigious merit award presented to Honorable Ambassador Prince Dr. Abayomi Johnson Odeniran on exemplary leadership. He's a leader you need to watch out for.
Wow.
I want to say congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, you want to just say thank you?
Wow, this is surprise a lot. Oh, I thank you. I thank the NTM News
Yes.
Africa, and I thank all the management, and I also thank all the viewers across the globe. I dedicate this to my late mom and my children and my entire family. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you, congratulations. And with that, my birthday is coming up very soon. We shall be there to one and that. Okay, I will not be around, so. But you our viewers, well, thank you for staying with G9ijaTV News Headlines. We come to you every day. Please follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, give us patronage. We are simply the best. We stay ahead of the call. Dr. Champion is my name. Signing.